Oh my god, it's so early. Ironjawz faction focus first impressions. 6 a.m. on the west coast. Everyone else in the future. I am the last one, so I have to get up the earliest. Okay, I'm also joined by, of course, my patrons. Thanks all my patrons. Buy some dice and pair to dice. Channel art by Wyberian. Yeah, blah 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 blah. I'm over it. Okay. Phew. I'm also joined by my Twitch chat, of course, because they're gonna point out when I'm wrong, when I say something dumb. They're gonna be like, "Oh, Mouse, it actually says 2, not 7. You can't read properly." Anyway, okay, very short list. Very short list of Ironjawz battle traits. So we have Mighty Destroyers. My prediction was that it would be fleshed out. Looks like it's not. Pick a friendly Ironjawz unit that was not set up this turn to be the target. So no more teleport Iron and Mighty Destroyers. The target can move up to 3 inches. It can move into combat. If it was in combat at the start of the move, it must end that move in combat. Once per turn, any hero phase. Oh my god, it just got nerfed. So no setups. The target can move up to 3 inches. Very short. It can move into combat. Okay, so it's a pile-in. If it was in combat at the start of the move, it must end that move in combat. So it's a pile-in. But it can pile out of combat from one unit into another unit. So it can change units. So it's a little tricksy, but overall worse. Yeah. Ugh. Once per battle, your charge phase. Ironjawz Waaagh. Pick a friendly Ironjawz hero to be the target. So this is for a hero. For the rest of the turn, the following effect applies to friendly Ironjawz units while they are wholly within 18 inches of the target. Add 1 to charge rolls for those units. Add 1 to the attack characteristic of those units' melee weapons. +1 attack characteristic is pretty strong. +1 charge, +1 attacks. Better than Rend, I think. I also think so. Pick a friendly hero. For the rest of the turn, the following effect applies to friendly... So, it's like an Ironjawz hero calls the Waaagh, and you have to be wholly within 18 of it to get the buff. So it's not table-wide, and it's not the general, but it is 1 attack. Mighty Destroyers doesn't cost a command point. These traits are super disappointing. So far. Like, so far for sure. We're gonna keep reading, right? Like, maybe all the war scrolls just got buffed. Like, maybe that's how they're gonna do it. Like, maybe Ironjawz will be sick and super good, but... The target can move 3 inches. Well, we'll see. It's hard to say if something's good or not. All I can say is that these rules do not spark joy. That, like, these, like, just this rule. Like, the Cruel Boys one, it's like I had to think about it for a while, but... Like, there was a lot to it. Like, there was a lot going on. But this is like... Oh, yeah, in my hero phase, I get to move a unit 3 inches. It's like, well, I used to be able to move 4 units their movement speed. Right? Like, it's... Like, goodbye Alpha Strike? For the rest of the turn, right, +1 to charge. 18 inches is a good range. +1 attack characteristics, whatever. Okay, let's see what we got here. What is this again? Battle formation. Ironjawz Brawl. If you make an unmodified charge of 8+ for unmodified for a friendly non-hero Ironjawz unit, add 1 of the attacker to the unit melee weapons for the rest of the turn. I mean, this is scary. If you call the Waaagh and you charge, you're going to get +2 attacks. Yeah, but it's on an 8 up. The chances of rolling an 8 up on 2d6 is not terrible. It's like 45% or something. So it's countercharged too. I think they'll stack on the same unit. I don't see why the Waaagh and this natural disaster wouldn't apply on the same units. So you can kind of like get that AC stacking up. This works on the counter charge too, but you still have to roll that 8 up. I don't like that though. Again, it's like I don't like the inconsistency. But the counter charge is definitely going to be scary from this. And the Waaagh is your charge phase, so you can't do it on the counter charge. Once per turn, army, any hero phase. Okay, let's keep looking. Bcalm lads. Didn't we see this one? Pick a friendly Ironjawz wizard to cast a spell. Pick a visible friendly Ironjawz unit wholly within 12 inches of them to be the target. Make a casting roll 2d6 the target. Melee weapons have crit 2 hits for the rest of the turn. No, we didn't see this one before. We saw the headbutt one. Or maybe we did, I can't remember. Yeah, but Kragnos is going to be bad. And is adding a die considered modified? Is 3d6 considered a modified roll? Not currently. I mean, I would think so. I think you're modifying the roll by adding a die. Right? Like, it's definitely a modified roll. With the primal dice, adding the extra die was considered a modified roll, right? I know, but do ogres say modified, or do they say unmodified? And is it in their core rules? Trampling charge? It does say unmodified charge roll. So maybe you're right. I mean, if you can get a 3d6 charge, and if you can get 8 up on 3d6 charges, and they're considered unmodified, right? And you had +1 to the attacks, that's better. What do we think of this Lore of the Weird spell, Bcalm lads? This is unlimited too. This is an unlimited spell. Only within 12, the target's melee weapons have crit 2 hits for the rest of the turn. I mean, orcs are gonna have better to wound scores. Good, but not exciting. Yeah. With stacking attacks makes it good. It does synergize with stacking attacks, and then so you're just going to be producing a ton of hits. Unit focus. Gordrakk, the Fist of Gork. Warchanter, okay. A War Beat. Brutes. And Maw-grunta with Hacking Crew. No, Maw-grunta with Hacking Crew. Okay. So we get a good sort of mix. I like it. I'm afraid to read Gordrakk. Okay, Gordrakk, the Fist of Gork. 3-up save. If they're like, oh, it turns out 4-up saves are bad. 20 health. 5 move. I'm going to make sure that I pull them up on my other monitor so I know what's going on. Gordrakk, the Fist of Gork. Like he's looking like a beefy boy. Yeah, so he had a 4-up save before, now he's a 3-up save. He had 20 health before, it stays the same. The movement speed went down, but the movement speed of everything is going down a little bit. Okay, big range weapon. Big teeth, roar, 8-inch range, 6 attacks, 2s and 3s, no rend. 1 damage, so he loses a rend on this ability, but otherwise it's the same, and it also has shoots in combat, and it has companion. So we're not modifying this. Lots of monsters lost a save, and he went up, so that's a good point. So he's looking more tanky compared to other monsters, which is good. Slight buff here, I'm thinking. Smasha and Cunning, so they made it 1 profile. And it's just anti-hero. That's smart. So 8 attacks, This got flipped. It used to be 2s and 3s. Now it's 3s and 2s with 1 rend and 2 damage. Very similar. And then more rend. So with all-out attack. So 2-2-2-2. 8 attacks at 2-2-2-2. 1 model, 8 attacks. So this is with all-out attack here. 2-2-2-2. No mortal wounds. So against heroes, like he'll pop a foot hero every time, but it's not like a ton of damage. With all that attack and his rend against heroes, like he'll kill the foot heroes, but he's dealing like, you know, 10-ish damage. So he'll kill a foot hero consistently, but he's probably a lot of points. He has the battle damage. Oh, and that's just Smasha and Cunnin will kill the foot hero. Anti-monster +1 rend. Oh, that's really interesting. I like this. So like the anti-hero profile will kill the like a foot hero just by itself, and then this one will probably kill. So let's go 3-2-3, 8 attacks, 3-2-2-3. 8 attacks, 3-2-2-3. Let's see how this thing stacks up against monsters. Wow, way worse. Oh, that's because it's 6. 3-2-2-3. So probably punch a monster to death. So he'll like one-shot a monster and he'll one-shot a foot hero. And if it's a monster hero, he'll even kill it for sure. Right? Because he'll get both of the bonuses in 2 different profiles. So he really is going to kill monster heroes. Watch out, Gobsprack. But he'll also like take out foot heroes. Right? And monster heroes and monsters. Probably needs, probably doesn't even need all-out attack to kill them. Like this is not, what was it again? 4-4-2, and then let's add another profile. 8 attacks, 3-2-2-2, right? Yeah, like, you know, against a 3, even a 3-up save, it's dealing over that 12 damage. So like he'll punch a monster to death for sure. Okay, let's see. Once per turn. Army. So every turn, any combat phase. Pick an enemy monster in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll a die on a 3-up. Pick one of the target's weapons. You must pick a companion weapon if you have any. Half the attack characteristic of that weapon for the rest of the turn. Pick one of the target's weapons. You must pick a companion weapon if it has any. Monster grapple. Gordrakk's Maw Crush of Big Teeth is strong and mean enough to wrestle even the most gigantic rival to the dirt, right? So your monster tackles their monster. So he's going to be survivable. This is going to help him fight second. Any combat phase. Oh, this is like the rampage. Right, he's going to like grab their mount and make them worse. So this is going to help him be survivable. It's on a 3-up, right? But against himself, it would be like losing 4 attacks because it's half. So this will be like pretty strong against some targets. Like it'll mess up guys like Ushiron and Karazai and Krondys, right? Like some of those like big monster heroes who don't have the companion keyword. Monsters are looking hot this edition, so this looks pretty good. It does. Like, that's a good ability. I like it. It's different. You know, it's different. It's like the monsters are wrestling each other. I like this. I like this. This is interesting to me. Okay, once per battle reaction, you declare a Waaagh ability. Oh, so this works off your Waaagh. Until the start of your next turn, add 1 to hit rolls for combat attacks made by friendly Ironjawz units while they're wholly within 18 inches of this unit. So does it just count? Once per battle reaction, you declared a Waaagh ability. So you declare a Waaagh, and then he just gets this ability on top. Like, he doesn't have to be picked to be the Waaagh. Until the start of your next turn. Until the start of your next turn, add 1 to hit rolls for combat attacks made by friendly Ironjawz units while they are wholly within 18 inches of this unit. So that includes himself. So it's all-out attack. for everybody wholly within 18. See, this is kind of what I mean. Like, it's hard to say, like, if these Waaagh rules at the top are going to be good, because there's going to be, now at least we know that there's going to be play on it. So he, like, adds to the Waaagh. The Waaagh is now not only +1, whatever, but also this all-out attack for units wholly within 18. So it is going to be a big punch if you have Gordrakk. You could theoretically charge in, like, 3 units and himself and really make it happen. End of any turn, strength from victory. Okay, if any damage points were allocated to an enemy unit by this unit's combat attacks this turn, and that enemy unit has been destroyed, give this unit a Waaagh token to a maximum of 3. More tokens. I thought they were trying to get rid of those. Until the end of the next turn, add 1 to the attack characteristic of this unit's weapon for each Waaagh token it has. Until the end of the next turn. So not even your next turn, just until the end of the next turn. So it's just worse. Ugh. I liked the other one, Strength from Victory, where you just get like a cumulative +1 if you kill things. Because it's not like it'll be a lot. So up to 3, but only until your next turn. I'd want to the attacker of this unit's weapons. But is it... So it's... But it's not Companion, am I right? So it's just Smash It and Cunnin'. Am I correct? Because companion weapons means that you do not modify the profile. I'm sort of confused a little bit about that. Like, does a companion mean that there's nothing you can do to change this profile? Like, does all-out attack work on a companion weapon profile? And when it says, add 1 to the attacker of this unit's weapons, does it mean this companion weapon? Come on, chat. I'm looking at you guys. But I can't remember. I'd have to check it out. Let's ask, oops, let's just ask my chat, or my Discord. By the way, you should join the Discord. What exactly are the rules for companion weapons? I'm sure someone knows. I don't know, this is... Whatever. Like, it's only until then. How are you going to kill more than 1 unit? Like, how does he kill multiple units? I guess it's possible that he combat attacks this turn. Does that mean shooting? Or just in the combat phase? How could he kill 3 different units? How could he even do it? Yeah. If any damage points were allocated to an enemy unit by this unit's combat attacks this turn, and that enemy unit has been destroyed, give this unit a Waaagh token. He has to damage the unit, and then the unit has to be destroyed. Yeah, he can have help, but how does he damage 3 units? The token stays, and then after the unit is killed, it checks the token again. Oh, well, no, because it's like, if any damage points were allocated to an enemy unit by this unit's combat attacks this turn. So, okay, so it's my turn. I attack. I'm going to use my... He only has 2 attack profiles. And you can't split them up. So, Smash and Cunnin' is going to go into one thing. Big Teeth and whatever is going to go into another thing. And then over the course of the turn, like, and maybe I kill one, and then my Brutes finish up the other. And so now I have 2 tokens. Sorry, 1 sec. How do I attack a 3rd unit? Maybe can fight twice with some other ability. He's going to have to. Yeah, because I don't see it just as it is, how he gets it never. No, because it says, if any damage points were allocated to an enemy unit by this unit's attack comment this turn. and it died, give it a token. So if I hit you and then on the next turn you die without me having hit you, then I don't get a token. So it's like I punch you, you survive, next round, something else punches you, you die, I don't get the token. Well, no, because it says this turn. If any damage points were allocated to an enemy unit by this unit's combat attacks this turn. Right? So it means that if I punch you this turn and then next turn you die, I don't get a token. I have to punch you this turn and you have to die this turn, and then I get a token. No, but it doesn't say to add one either. It's like I punch you. Okay. Right? And then that enemy unit has been destroyed, then I get a Waaagh token. Like I get the token when the unit is killed. Not when I hit the token, but I get the token when the enemy unit dies. So I have to hit you and then you have to die in the same turn. And then the tokens go away at the end of the turn. So the only way I think that this works is if you have a fight twice ability. It doesn't even work if you like fight in their turn and then your turn. So it'll be 1. Right? This will probably be 1 sometimes. Yeah, and then the token's gone at the end of the next turn. So if... But then why does it say until the end of the next turn? If they stack, then why... Like, if they stack over the game, then why does it say until the start of the next turn? Why doesn't it just say add one of the attack characteristic for each Waaagh token? But then I don't understand the meaning of this first sentence. So you're saying that as you build the tokens never get removed from Gordrakk. That's what you're saying. Yeah, no, like I understand what you guys are saying, that you're not removing the tokens from Gordrakk, but I don't I understand it's like Gordrakk gets tokens and then he keeps those tokens forever, but does he have to but it doesn't then what's the point of this until the end of the next turn? Why doesn't it just say add 1 to the AC for each token he has? Period. Like, just add 1 to the AC. Not until the end of the next turn. I don't know. Weird. I'm moving on. I mean, I assume that it's cumulative. But I think we agree that it's just oddly worded. I think you guys are right. I think that what you're saying, that he gets 3 tokens maximum. And he just gets them. And so if I just get 1, I get 2, I get 3, and then I have +3 to the attack characteristic for the whole game. Because you're right, it doesn't say to remove the tokens. But, it's weird. I don't know. Very confusing. Don't understand. Warchanter, 4-up save, 4 inches of move, and then no Violent Fury. Or no Mighty Destroyers. 6 health. So this go down? It doesn't matter. You actually don't want to kill multiple units in one go, by the way. I'm understanding it. I don't know. Gork Stick and Mork Stick. 6 attacks, force and 3, 0 Randy, 3 damage. End of any turn. So this happens at the end of the turn. If an enemy models were slain this turn by this unit's combat attack, give this unit D3 ritual points. Oh, is it a priest? It's a priest. Yay. I like this. I like that we have priest now in Ironjawz. This is a good thing. People were saying this guy would become a priest. And that's cool. He's like a fighty priest. If any enemy models were slain this turn by this unit's combat attacks, give this unit D3 ritual points. So, 6 attacks, 430 D3. 6 attacks, 430 D3. So, it's going to get in for a couple points. You actually don't want to... Warhammer, best priest we've seen so far. Warchanter. Warchanter, best priest we've seen so far. His ability seems weak. It's not even the same as this. Like, he doesn't have to... They don't have to... Him damage them and then they die. He has to kill them. No, it's not D6 plus D3 ritual points a turn. It's not going to be that. If any enemy model... Oh, it's models. Okay, not units. If any enemy models were slain this turn by this unit's combat attack, give this unit D3 ritual points. He's so squishy, though. So, it also works with Mighty Destroyers, I guess. Right? Because it means that the Warchanter doesn't have to charge. That the Warchanter can just be 3 inches away, and then at the very end... Nope, because it's hero face. Never mind. It's not a pile-in. The Warchanter can move in the hero phase. He doesn't have to charge you. He can just move into combat range in the hero phase. But then it's weird because he's in range of you and you're in range of him, and so he's squishy, but you're trying to kill a unit. Unless the Prayer Lore's awesome Warchanter is boo-boo, yeah. Like, this is not going to come up a lot. Because if you do, you're going to lose your Warchanter a lot. He's not super tanky. And he's got to actually hit. So it's like anything with a decent save, like anything with a 4-up save is probably just not dying to the Warchanter, even with models. Again, it's like against a 4-up save, he's averaging 2 damage here. But adding, and then D3 ritual points means that you're also rolling, so you're going to get a 1. They'll just kill him if you've got enough ritual points to cast something big. Well, exactly. So, like, I always imagine with priests that you kind of want to keep them behind the front line. Like, they want to be up in the scrum, but not, like, in the scrum. Right? Like, wholly within 12 of your front line, but out of 3 of the enemy kind of thing. And then they just sit there and they just, like, buff themselves in their front line kind of deal. Oh, there's my alarm to get up as if it was a regular day. So it means I got about 15 minutes left. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to see what the prayers are. But yeah, I mean, like, meh. I like that he's a thing. War Beat. Here's a prayer. Killa Beat. Pick a friendly Ironjawz priest to chant this prayer. Pick a visible friendly Ironjawz unit wholly within 12 of them to be the target. Then make a chanting roll of d6. Add 1 to the damage characteristic of that target's melee weapons for the rest of the turn. If the chanting roll is an 8+, you can pick 2 eligible units to be the target instead of 1. The buffed up version is kind of meh. So it's Violent Fury. +1 damage, but not for companions. So it's like a weaker Violent Fury that's now a prayer. This is fine. We talked about this before, but +1 damage Violent Fury is too strong. The range is reduced. Yes. Which is also fine. It was strong. Violent Fury was too good before. You know, so it's a prayer now. You know, it's on a 4, so it's 50% chance of casting it your first time. Let's say that you roll like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Yeah, this is fine. We'll see what the other prayers are, I guess. Let's get onto some brutes. 3-up save. Yes, 3-up save on brutes. 4-inch move, 3 health, 1 control. Okay, so they're not objective takers, really, right? They just have the 1 control, but they're fine. Look at that, 3-up save. Brutes got tougher. Good. Anti-infantry +1 rend. Okay. Brute weapons. Brute choppa. Each model of this unit is armed with brute weapon. 1 in the 5 models can replace their brute weapon with a gore choppa. Okay, so the Gordrakk doesn't have anti-infantry, but it does have +1 rend and 3 damage. So that's cool. So it's like... So it's... I don't have time to do all this. I'll have to do it later. But, like, looks like a pretty good profile. We're not going to be hitting on 2s and 2s anymore, though, friends. Passive, you messin'. Enemy models with a health characteristic of 1 or 2 cannot contest objectives while they're in combat with this unit. Right, so they increased this from 1 wound to 2 wounds. Which is good. Main complaint for brutes has been fixed with stopping 2 wound models contesting rather than just 1. Yeah, here it is. So brutes are definitely taking objective from an enemy. Even though their control score is a little bit low, they're definitely like, I'm gonna prevent you from... I'm gonna take this objective from your units, from your like 1 or 2 wound units, and I'm gonna do it really efficiently. The fact that you cannot contest, right? It's like, it's gonna be a lot. So these are like a push you off your objective kind of thing. Being held by 1 or 2 wound infantry. They're gonna do that role incredibly well. And they're gonna pile onto the objectives. This Mighty Destroyer's rule is so disappointing, man. It's so disappointing. You pick 1 unit and they move 3 inches. Like, oof. Like, what a whiff this feels like. Like, I loved that. You could just move things around. Mighty Destroyer on enemy turn 2. So, you're warming up to it. It's only 1 unit and it's 3 inches. Big pig or pigs used to be 3 of them, move 9 inches. Or they charge. Or I teleport and then move them. Like, all of those shenanigans are gone. All of those movement shenanigans are gone. That was my favorite thing about Ironjawz. Teleport, pigs, Mighty Destroyers, pigs. Yeah, it could be. Teleport and move still works. Not according to this rule. It was a little silly. That's why it was fun and really strong and good. Anyway, I gotta keep reading. Let's see, what do we got? Last one here. Maw-grunta with Hack and Crew. Okay, it's a monster. And that's it, right? I'm just gonna keep scrolling down. Oh, there's no Spearhead. There's no Spearhead. Right? There's no... The current Orc clan Spearhead provides miniatures for the furtive cruel boys who have used their dirty tricks to get ahead of the competition. And while we've heard rumblings and clatterings with a distinctly gorkish timbre to it, there's nothing on the horizon just yet. Keep an eye on the Warhammer gaming community for further Warhammer Age of Sigmar and Spearhead updates. Wow, Ironjawz players are going to be pretty disappointed that wanted to play Spearhead with Ironjawz. Sylvaneth tomorrow. Crazy. Attacks, and more attacks. Okay, let's check this out here. Maw-grunta with Hacking Crew. We're on a 3-up save. That's good. 12 health, 5 control. Okay, so pretty standard. I'm happy with the 5 save. Choppa, kill Choppa, Maw-grunta's Tusk, Maw-grunta's Trotters. Of course, the pig are companions. And then 4... So we have like 8 attacks at 4, 3, 1. And then half of them are at 2 damage. So the to hit kind of sucks. See, that's the thing too. It's like with the Waaagh, we're adding attacks and we're adding charge. With natural disasters, we're adding more attacks. And then with our it's not called Violent Fury. With the new Killa Beat, we're adding damage. I haven't seen anything that's... Well, yes, actually the Gordrakk. Right, Gordrakk is adding... +1 to hit rolls. So Gordrakk's adding +1 to hit rolls. That's the only way I've seen so far we get +1 to hits. We get +1 rend, we get +1 damage, plus attacks, right? And the tusks are on 4s and 2s and 5s and 2s. I mean, the trotters are fine. 4 attacks. I mean, it's a lot of damage. I'd have to plug it into the thing to actually see it, but I'm not going to right now. Unstoppable momentum effect. Each time this unit uses a charge ability, it gains 1 momentum point. Each time it uses a run ability, it gains 2 momentum points. It can have a maximum of 3 momentum points at once. Add the number of momentum points this unit. Add the number of momentum points this unit has to the damage characteristic of its Maw-grunta tusks. At the end of each battle round, subtract 1 from its momentum score to a minimum of 0. So it's just the tusks. So we'll see if there's any way to get run and charge. Okay, once per turn, army your movement phase. So every movement phase. If this unit is in combat, it can move a distance up to its move characteristic. It can pass through models and the combat range of enemy units, but it cannot end that move in combat. It cannot end that move in combat. Then, pick each enemy unit that this unit passed across during that move to be the target. Roll a d3 on a 2-up, inflict an amount of mortal damage equal to it. Then this unit gains 2 momentum points. But it can't end in combat? Well, then that's bad then, right? Oh, right, sorry, movement phase. But it's going to be so hard to do. Because it's such a big model, it gets to move 10 inches. It's in the movement phase. So you're going to get to, like, leave a unit and then go to another one and then charge, right? You leave the unit and then you charge again, and then you gain 2 momentum points. So it's like then you're gonna charge to get your 3rd momentum point. Retreat and charge in more words. No joke, it's like flying retreat with no D3 mortal wounds to you for retreating, and then 2-up D3 to everything that you passed across. It's like better retreat and charge, slightly better retreat and charge, because it has a fly move. Right, no penalty fly, retreat and charge. Is that basically what this is? No, but it counts as a... Right, so it is a move. So then you charge. I'd have to do the math. Which, I guess I have time for. I'll just do it over here. Okay. So, 4 attacks, 4s and 3s, 1 rend, 2 damage. Just gonna start pumping up profiles here. 4 attacks, 4s and 3s, 1 rend, 1 damage. Five attacks, 4s and 2s, 2 rend, 2 damage. 4 attacks, 5s and 2s, no rend, D3 damage. So against a 4-up save, we're doing 7.5 damage, as it is. Which is not, like, incredible. Add the number of momentum points to this unit. Wait, add the number of momentum points this unit has to the damage characteristic of its Maw-grunta tusks. So then it's going to get a maximum, the tusks, which are the 4 to, at least it's the 2 rend one. So this one is going to a maximum of 5. So, I mean, it's a lot of added damage. It's like 5 added damage. Right? It's like 12.46. 7.25. So it's like, it's adding 5 damage. So this will actually add quite a bit of damage. 5 attacks, and then I guess if you... But I'm not sure if all-out attack really affects this, but it'll add a lot of damage. Yeah, you're probably going to back up and charge again. You're also just building, like, what this is going to do, it just means that, like, in the movement phase, you're going to use this Rampage, and it's only your movement phase, but in your movement phase, you're going to use this every single time if you're in combat, right? And it just means that you are going to, you want to get this guy into combat as fast as possible, because you're gonna use it to keep the momentum up. You're going to keep adding 2, right? Subtract 1 from its momentum at the end of each combat round. So on your turn, you're going to gain 2, and at the end of the round, you're going to gain 1. So this is a way that you're going to keep the momentum up. Right? That's all that this is. It's like, this guy's going to retreat and charge and keep his momentum going. So as long as he stays in the fight, he's going to keep sort of his momentum piled up. And he's going to be like retreating, charging. So it just means that this is... So like turn 1, let's say that you move him and then charge him. Let's just say, let's say that you run him turn 1 and then charge him turn 2. Well, he's at max momentum for the rest of the game. Right? He's going to be sort of like, on turn 1, if you charge him, he's at 1 momentum. Right? And you've already passed the movement phase. But on your next move, so then he's going to, you know, be 1 that battle round. And then on the next movement phase, he's going to go back up to 2. He's going to go down to 0 and up to 2. So it's like you're just going to keep this momentum up all the time. Is how it looks to me. So it's just going to be more reliable. I mean, he looks good. The Maw-grunta looks good. I think he looks good. All of this, the way that I'm reading this, is it's just going to be consistent. The brutes look good. They definitely have a function now, and they're gonna do that function really well. This looks better than a lot of the other models that I've seen from the other factions. It's like, well, enemy models with a health character, so 1 or 2 cannot contest objectives while they are in combat with this unit. Brutes are looking strong. Like, they're going to take objectives from you. And if a unit of brutes is holding an objective, you can't take it with infantry. You're just not going to take it with infantry. They're going to sit there and they're going to smash you. And they're going to deny you the ability to be on that objective. And this brute weapon, like 3 attacks per, so that's 15 dice. Probably 16. Right? 4s and 2s. And then this is 2 Ren, 2 damage. Like, it's good. The Killa Beat prayer is fine. I mean, damage characteristic is good, but a 4 means that you're just, like, kind of hoping. Right? The Warchanter looks... I mean, the Killa Beat is good. Looks like we're still going to be playing these guys. And then hopefully he'll be able to get in and fight things. But we'll see what, like, the movement things are like how piling in and having units in combat will work. He's definitely going to be behind stuff. Right, so he'll probably still be good. We'll see what his point costs are, but we'll see about his ability, the rhythm of destruction. Getting D3 ritual points to give an additional unit +1 damage. And the range is within 12, right? So it's like he'll have to really be behind 2 units. I could see him being behind some brutes. But brutes are so slow. How are they going to get across the map? Ugh. Haven't seen any cool things like that. Gordrakk looks better than he did. Strength and victory is fine. The Waaagh is good. This monster grapple's good. His damage is good. His save is good. This warscroll's looking good. Just points. War Master. He can fly, right? Bash him, lads. The spell looks fine. It synergizes with having lots and lots of attacks, right? To give crit 2 hits. Synergizes with lots of attacks. Mighty Destroyers is incredibly disappointing. Once per battle, your charge phase. It's not board wide anymore. They have to be wholly within 18 inches of a hero. So this is going to be sort of part of your plan. It's going to be like a charge. and +1 attacks, kind of set up again. But boy, I thought that this was going to be the rule. That Mighty Destroyers was going to be the rule, and it was going to be fleshed out. It was going to be like a bunch of different move shenanigans in a bunch of different phases. And that got me kind of like whatever, hyped. The target can move up to 3 inches. It can move into combat. If it was in combat at the start of the move, it must end that move in combat. It doesn't say with whom. So in your hero phase, they could shift to another target. Out of combat range with one and into combat range with another. Doesn't seem like... Seems a little tricksy, but doesn't seem super strong. We'll have to see what the rest of the units do. So, I don't know. What do you think? Final thought? I'm sort of like mid on this one. It's like the War Scrolls are looking strong. Not terribly impressed. Yeah, kind of mid. Gordrakk looks strong. The Warchanter looks fine. The Killa Beat looks good. Brutes look good. Maw-gruntas look really good. No Spearhead bums people, I'm sure. Not me, who cares? Tomorrow's Sylvaneth. I care about Sylvaneth. I like Sylvaneth. I play Sylvaneth. But not for a while. I'm not going to play Sylvaneth for a while. I'm going to be busy playing Orcs again. For sure. Final thought, time to get painting on my Cruel Boys. No kidding. Like, no kidding. After seeing this, it's like, yeah, definitely, like... Definitely hyped to play Cruel Boys. Although, I bet you that, like, it looks like just from these rules that what it's going to be like, you're half joking but half serious, yeah. It looks like from these rules, I think that we're just going to see, like, strong War Scrolls. Right? That's kind of what I'm getting at here, what I'm feeling. It's like, that's a good War Scroll. All the War Scrolls are good War Scrolls. We'll see what else the Warchanter has, but it just feels like they are actually quite strong. Like the Brutes feel strong. I wanted to see Ardboys. But, yeah, I mean, I'm pumped to play Cruel Boys too, man. Anyway. I'll give some thought about this. I'm going to chat in Discords. I'm going to see what other people think. And I'm going to make some follow-up videos, probably, with any changes in my opinions and thoughts on these. So keep an eye out for those. But until then, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. Waaagh.